Hello and welcome back to Crosshatch Puzzles. We're here for another New York Times Daily Crossword Solve. Today is Wednesday, April 15th, 2026, and today's puzzle is by Adam Wagner. He's a regular contributor to the New York Times with a few dozen puzzles to his credit. And it's a Wednesday, so we'll expect a midweek, mid-difficulty theme puzzle. What I'm seeing so far looks fairly approachable in terms of the entry length and so on, but the theme can always throw a wrench into things, so we'll have to dive in and see what Adam has planned for us for today, Wednesday, April 15th. Let's get solving. Playbill groups. I guess we want casts, like in a musical or a play. He's very modest, and he has a lot to be modest about. For example, a joke? I don't know what sense we want to interpret that. Like an enthusiast, maybe avid. Tokyo-based brewery, Asahi would be my guess. Looks okay with the crosses. Musical instrument whose second syllable sounds like a part of other musical instruments. I guess we are looking for oboe, as we usually are, with musical instrument cues, and a bow, yes, could be, I don't know about a part of, but certainly an implement to play other musical instruments could be. Is there? No? Well, actually, some brass instruments have a bow, which is a part of like a tuba. The sort of largest curve in a tuba, I think, is called a bow. So, okay, I'll give it to them. Snackable seaweed is nori. Put all the bold letters in this clue together. O-D-O-R. Something about a smell? I don't know. Aussie greeting, good day, probably is what we want. Pay-per-view question mark. Not sure. Let's check the crosses. Hunter's attire informally could be camo if you're like duck hunting or something. Like now, ASAP. Drink that's often served hot in the winter. I guess sake? When and where in slang? The deets, possibly? The details of an invitation, say? That would make pay-per-view an op-ed, an opinion editorial, a column, and a sort of a subjective column, an opinion column. So it's a view in the paper, for instance. One named singer with the 2022 hit Unstoppable, I'm guessing, is Sia. Make a scent? Make a scent. The moment of truth. The moment of truth. Not sure what we want there. Bird with a long downward curving bill is an ibis, I believe. Breast besties. Breast is in France, is it? Besties. I think we want some word for friends, very good friends in French, maybe something like copains, but I'm not sure. Holy cannoli. I mean, that could be anything. This does not look like make a scent then. Ibis, I'm fairly sure, is correct. One reason to pucker up could be a kiss. Genre for Blink-182 and Sum 41. I guess we want ska something, but I don't know what. Cheese tested as cannon ammunition on Mythbusters. It didn't work. I guess we want Edam cheese here. What does that make this? The moment of truth. Go time? That could be. Make a stink. Aha, to make a stink. Very good. That works. What is this? It's very modest, and there's a lot to be modest about. And what is this? Holy cannoli. Eek, maybe? What? Not sure. Bit of Morse code, either a dit or a da, but not sure which one they want in this case. Put all the bold letters in this clue together. We've got a different set of bold letters. B-R-U-T-E, brute. I don't know. We'll have to keep going with the downs, I think. Geometers, calculations, angles, possibly. Never really heard the word geometer, but presumably someone who measures things to do with geometry, such as angles. Clear cocktail, often served with lime. Vodka soda? No, vodka something. Apt letters missing from... I guess that spells retirement plan, and the missing letters spell IRA, which makes sense. IRA being an individual retirement account in the United States. Like some remodels for short are DIY, do-it-yourself remodels. Its antlers can grow up to 1 inch per day. Those are elk. Toy inventor Rubik is Erno Rubik of the Rubik's Cube. How two people might walk. How two people might walk. I don't know. Mama's boy, a niño. So we had nene in the puzzle on Sunday, I want to say, or maybe yesterday, as a madre's baby, I think was the clue for that one. And here we want mama's boy. Same kind of idea. Niño is a sort of a word for a boy, a baby boy, a child, male child usually, niña for girl. And nene appears to be, although I'm less familiar with that one, seems to be a generic word for baby. All right. Get into a getup, like a costume, I guess. Suit up, maybe? That could work. No, it can't, because dit and da do not work there. So I guess not that. Tumult. Chaos or a do or a din or something like that, but neither of those fit. None of those fit. Dag nabbit. Maybe it's not the deets, but what else? Dag nabbit. Don't know. Photographer Adams. Ansel Adams, I think. Right? Sheriff's backup. Not a deputy? Sheriff's... Oh, a posse, maybe? That could be. What is this? Breast besties. Bons amis. So this could be a jibe. I thought jibe was spelled with a J. Anyway, let's leave it. Bons amis, like that. Best friends. Is that how you say best friends? I really wanted this to be arm in arm. This one, 25 across. But it does not... Oh, abreast. Two people might walk abreast, meaning side by side. Okay, completely beat. Bone weary or something like that. Works out, say, I don't know. Like a glassy lake. I would have wanted placid here, but silent or still or something like that. Waveless. Puts on display with out. Something's out. Probably ends in an S. That works out with works out. Tech review site, probably CNET. That's the only one that ever shows up in the puzzle. Trots out, puts on display. That could work. Gold at the Milan Cortina Olympics. Gold in Italian is oro, so I think that's what we want here. And then what's this cocktail? Oh, vodka tonic. Clear cocktail often served with lime. Vodka tonic, fine. This looks like a monster. So we had brute as the bold letters here. So monster looks okay. Oh, a serene lake. A glassy lake. A serene lake. Okay. But what synonym for make do we want? Create? Create a monster? That could work. What is this? Excuse me. Whoa. Genre for Blink 182 and Sum 41. Ska what? I don't see that one. This looks like a da then. Get into a getup. Don't see it. This looks like it wants to be chaos, but that's not enough letters. Big name in plumbing, no clue. Woodworking or glass blowing. A craft? Is that? Oh, dagnabbit could be rats, so this could be a craft. Does that work here? I love in Italian and Spanish is amo. The O ending is the conjugation for a first person singular. Get into a get up. To clothe, to get some, like say to get a child into their snowsuit, for example, might be to clothe them, or I don't know. Actually, I'm trying to think. I did give that example, but I don't actually like that example because I don't actually think that you would use the word clothe for that, or for anything that you would use the word costume as a verb for to get someone into a get up, unless you're interpreting get up more generally as any kind of clothes. But in every context that I can think of where you'd use the word get up sort of conventionally, you wouldn't use the word clothe conventionally. If anyone can think of where those overlap, let me know in the comments. Tumult. So then we want probably a clamor then. Russian revolutionary of the early 1900s. I think we want Leon Trotsky there. Is this skate punk? So somehow I got ska, even though ska had actually nothing to do with this genre. And now that I think about it, neither of these are ska bands at all. But skate punk they are. So I'm going to put that in and see. Veg out in a spa. What? Oh, a cuke. A cucumber might be a vegetable that you put like in a water urn, a water jug in a spa. So not to veg out, but a veg out in a spa. All right, I'm convinced. Okay, something. Suit, for example. Now, which meaning of suit do we want here? Suit, for example. I don't know. Is this Roto-Rooter? Big name in plumbing? Roto-Rooter? It could be. I do recognize that name. Now, put all the bold letters in this clue together. P-A-C-T. Form an alliance. A pact. Form an alliance. Looks good. Milky Way or Mars. Those are both chocolate bars. Candy bars, maybe? Obviously, they want to lead us in the direction of astronomy, but that's not what we want here. Works out, say, trains, probably. So then, not bone weary, but just bone tired, I guess. Completely beat as bone tired. Indian PM of the 1990s. Is this Rao, I think? Long-time Yankee nickname was A-Rod for Alex Rodriguez. Tried not to draw attention. Laid low, tried, though. We want, maybe lay in the past tense, lay low, could be. Isle in Scotland's Inner Hebrides as the Isle of Skye. All right, I'm convinced. Okay, sure. English singer Parks. Oh, I'm not sure, actually. Comic book onomatopoeia. Not sure what we want there either. Cats cry a meow. Do we just want something like Bam or something? Letter between Juliet and Lima, so not the Shakespeare character and the capital of Peru, or the bean, but the letters in the NATO phonetic alphabet, J and L. The letter in between is K, which is kilo. Is this Arlo? And is this build, after all? Put all the bold letters in this clue together, P-O-O-H, poo. I guess we want build a bear. That's very fun. It's fun to stay at the YMCA, 1978 lyric from the Village People. Dole out is to meet out. Order for a wedding reception might be the wedding cake. One of the 12 Olympians, I guess we want Aries here. That's what fits. Parts of a copse. A copse is a grove of trees. Music genre prefix is probably alt rock, etc. And potato-based Hanukkah serving is a latke. This looks weird, but no, it's not. Destination for Frodo in The Lord of the Rings is Mount Doom. Suit, for example. Oops, I put Mount Soom, but it's Mount Doom. Suit, for example, a case. In the sense that a suitcase is an example of a case? How is a suit An example of a case. And I realize that these can both be verbs as well, but I don't see an overlapping definition there either. I am confused about this one, unless I'm overthinking it. Presidential power, probably a veto. Promise, a vow, probably. This looks like Oreo, a Blizzard ingredient. Yes, an Oreo. A pitching stat is earned run average, ERA, and heartfelt say could be warm. So that's the Wednesday puzzle. Let's take a look at the theme. And I remembered not to click view all games today. We don't have a revealer, but all the theme clues are the same except for the bolded letters. We have the phrase, put all the bold letters in this clue together. And that phrase contains all of the letters needed to give you all the information you need for each of the entries. And the constructor has bolded the relevant letters in each case. So in this case, at 17 across, we have O-D-O-R, the word odor. And if you put those letters together, you're making the word odor, or in other words, you're making a stink. You make a stink. To put all the bold letters in this clue together is to make a stink. Similarly, at 29 across, if you put B, R, U, T, and E together, you're creating a monster. At 43 across, if you put P, A, C, and T together, you get pact, and you're forming an alliance. And then finally, P, O, O, H, if you put those letters together, you get poo. You're making poo, or building a bear. So that's really fun. Otherwise, I am curious about this, and we'll have to look up alternate spellings of jibe. I really thought that was spelled with a J, not a G, but it's possible I'm just incorrect about this. It's also possible there's alternate spellings. This is a new to me clue for oboe, which is a very frequent entry in the New York Times crosswords, but constructors always looking for new ways to clue it. And I am wondering whether Adam Wagner knows that the technical term for a large curve in some instruments is called a bow, or whether he meant and the implement, the playing implement for many string instruments. I'm not sure I'm going to get an answer to that. Pay-per-view is a fun clue for an op-ed. This is a callback, perhaps, to, not intentional, but unintentional callback to a similar clue, Madre's Baby, from Sunday's Puzzle. Get into a get up, I'm, again, a little bit about, just because I can't see a context where we would conventionally use both the sort of casual and at the same time kind of specific phrase, get up, which usually means a costume or some kind of special set of clothes, whereas clothes we use, I think, pretty exclusively for normal clothes. So I don't know. Veg out in a spa is fun for a cucumber. Part of a copse is interesting to me because usually copse is the entry that we want, and they'll give a clue that means something like a group of trees or something like that. So this is the first time I've seen it in this direction. The Deets is fun. Haven't seen that entry, and maybe it's a debut. Who knows? Haven't seen the word geometer anywhere other than for the first time in this clue. I'm a little sad that I got all the letters for this before I was able to figure it out myself. Good bit of misdirection here, though I saw right through it, for Milky Way or Mars being both examples of candy bars. Yeah, and then I lucked upon the correct first three letters for this entry for Blink-182 and 741, only by guessing, because ska does appear in the puzzle quite a lot, and so I thought it might be ska something, but it turns out not to be, but correct by accident. So anyway, there you go. That's the puzzle for Wednesday, April 15th, a fun grid by Adam Wagner with a few little question marks from me. If you enjoyed this solve, please leave me a thumbs up so I know. If you have any responses to any of my questions, leave them in the comments. Otherwise, if I find out anything, I'll put it in the video description. And if you want to know when I'm posting next, hit that subscribe button. It'll get those notifications to you. And we'll see you next time on Crosshatch Puzzles. Thanks for joining me. Cheers.